Greetings everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the Half-Life community show that lets you take a look at all the Half-Life community news that has happened in the past week. But you're not allowed to touch it though. Unless you click the links in the description below, then it's all okay. Alright, you're looking for the news and I got it, so why don't we get started, like, right now.
LambdaGeneration.
It's been a little while since we last talked about Starlight. As far as we know, the Gold Source mod where you play as a fallen angel in a broken world that is at least slightly inspired by Steven Universe is still in development. However, LadyJane, the developer, is also working on something else in the meantime. The Half-Life mod she is working on is called Signal Lost, and it's, according to Jane, a total retelling of Half-Life Uplink. Jane is rebuilding Uplink completely from scratch to include loads of cut locations, foes to fight, and interesting characters to meet. The aesthetic of the mod is a lot more true to Half-Life than what Starlight is going to be. However, it's going to be a little bit more Half-Life beta inspired, mixed with some new visual elements to keep it fresh and to give the mod its own flavor. She also shared a brand new gameplay trailer over on YouTube that you can watch right now. This gameplay reveal shows you the first 9 minutes of Signal Lost in this early development stage. As the mod is now 40% complete, a lot can still change, but even in this early development stage, it looks to be quite complete. The mod doesn't really have a ModDB page just yet, so all of the updates for now will show up over on LadyJane's Twitter page. So I highly suggest you to go and check that one out if you want to stay updated on what she is working on. A link to that can be found down below. Well, would you look at this? More Half-Life Alyx art that was shared by developers. This time we got a piece from Welch, a concept artist from Valve. He shared with the world a piece of promotional art that didn't end up being finished. This piece of art depicts Alyx standing on a car that desperately needs a checkup, surrounded by zombies that are hungry for her flesh. And maybe the lunch that's in her backpack as well. Sustenance. The art piece is missing a background though, that's probably the part that wound up unfinished. The reason why the piece was never finished was, according to Welch, because of the team wanting to go into a different direction with the game's promotional art. I think Valve may not have liked this piece all that much because of the number of zombies shown here. In Half-Life Alyx, you actually never encounter anywhere near that many zombies and headcrabs at once, so to better represent the gameplay of this VR title, they decided to not release this one. That is my take on this at least. The real story could obviously be entirely different. If you'd like to see this piece for yourself, then go check out Welch's Instagram post by clicking the link in the description. It would make for a great wallpaper. Half-Life fan projects aren't just in the form of mods, source filmmaker animations, or fan art. Oh no, they come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. Half-Life: A Place in the West, for example, is an entire comic series. Technically fan art, yes, but there is much more here than just fan art. Many of you probably already know what A Place in the West is, actually, so what is new? Well, the official Twitter for the comic series has announced that Chapter 7, called The Dark Between the Stars, is completed and is ready to be released at the end of May. That's this month. This new chapter continues the story of New Franklin, which is an American enclave with a cosmic tower at its heart. Leonard Banks, who is the city's power plant foreman, brings an ultimatum forth to Cormac Long and Sejal Rajani. They either have to give up control over the city or deal with his hordes of antlions. This chapter in the comic is going to mark the halfway point of the story, so it's definitely an important one. There is no Steam page for it yet, but I can give you a link to the tweet that the official Twitter account posted. This needs a lot of attention, so if you could repost it, that would be great. I put a link in the description below. Alright everyone, drop everything that you're doing right now and listen up. Seriously, minimize your game for just a second and pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Ross Scott released episode 15 of Freeman's Mind 2. It's real and it's out now. I know it's been out since the end of April and most people have probably already seen it, but since the last episode of Freeman's Mind 2 was released in October of 2020, I thought it was still necessary to point it out because there might actually be some people out there that may not have gotten the memo yet. Well, consider this your memo. Go watch it. In case you're not sure what Freeman's Mind 2 actually is, allow me to explain. Freeman's Mind 2 is the continuation of the long-running original series called Freeman's Mind. In Freeman's Mind, you, well, enter the mind of theoretical physicist Gordon Freeman as he fights his way through Black Mesa, and now in Part 2 through City 17 and its surroundings. The series is undoubtedly a classic amongst Half-Life fans, and every time a new episode releases, we all collectively drop what we're doing and we all watch it like children watching Saturday morning cartoons. Seriously though, it's a hoot. A link to Freeman's Mind 2 episode 15 is in the description below. I'm gonna end this episode by giving you the heebie-jeebies. Or more specifically, Sepko is going to give you the heebie-jeebies. They made an all-new Source Filmmaker animation called Witness, and it's not really your ordinary Source Filmmaker animation. Oh no, this one will stick with you for a while. Witness is about a person filming this abandoned apartment complex. However, they come across something that they weren't supposed to come across. Or should I say, somebody. It's super short, so I'm not really going to spoil much more than that. You should go ahead and watch this, with the lights off and a blanket over your cold body. Do you feel a breeze? I'm sure nobody is watching you. Unless... better not go to the bathroom tonight, or you might see... him. A link for Witness by Sepko is in the description. You know why you shouldn't go to the bathroom tonight? Because you won't find their social media pages there, you dummy. Well, unless you bring your phone. In that case, make sure you don't drop it in the toilet. That would be really dumb. Our Twitter and Facebook are down below in the description, as well as a link to our Discord server, where you can chat with other Half-Life fans. Ain't that great? On our social media, you can also find stuff that didn't make it into All Things Lambda, so go check that out as well if you're looking for even more Half-Life related news. Check my own YouTube channel and my own Twitter as well, they're also linked down below. On my Twitter, for example, you can find rants about licorice for some reason. If that interests you, then go ahead and follow me there. With all that being said, you know what time it is. It's time to end episode 141 of All Things Lambda. Don't be sad though, because we'll be back next week with a brand new episode. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.